So you're sat here with Colon Carrot and Adrienne from Kitesurf365 watching yet another King of the Air semi-final. What do you think of those pictures?
I'll tell you what, Marc Jacobs is the best looking man in kiteboarding, I think.
Oh, they're gone. Yeah, Marc sort of looks like a disgruntled porn star a bit there.
Well, he's a is he still modelling? He was a model.
There's underwear modelling pictures of him that he doesn't want anyone to find. But,
we need to find those. Shocking.
I won't be putting those in. He'll never forgive me. Anyway, we're in here. That's a boogie loop from Jesse Richman opening up with a 7.12. Doesn't end up on his ventral scoreboard, but pretty good start nonetheless. So Marc begins with this 1-footer, which he would never do now. He's got way more in his back pocket. All the board of rotations going left. So yeah, this is a bit of a throwback to a Marc of yesteryear. Yeah,
I'm interested to see. I mean, you've been talking about how much he's improved since here. So yeah, let's wait and see. And yeah, I'm excited for Marc. His progression is just going so well.
I wonder, though, with Jesse's riding, if he's going to be that much different coming into 2021. He's had the injury, and he's been pretty consistent over the past few King of the Airs, hasn't he? He's just been like the kung fu machine. And
they actually have similar skill sets, you know.
Yeah, true. So that's a board off from Marc, 7.48. Using the wrong hand there, so he's using his back hand to do the board off, which he should really be doing to do the loop. So
what
he's
does he call
coined that? He calls it being in the Gammy Gang.
The Gammy Gang.
The Gammy Gang. So you don't want to be in that Gammy Gang.
No, you don't. Sounds terrible.
Doesn't look good. Doesn't look good. Nice, probably nice to be in a gang though.
Definitely. I haven't been in a gang in a long time.
Feeling of inclusion.
Here goes Marc.
Safety.
Been loved.
I actually live next to a gang. I won't tell you which one in case they're watching. Do you think they're keen on their kiteboarding commentary?
Here comes the first unhook though.
Here we go. So this one's a nice shoulder tap to the... Yep, there it is.
I mean, every time I see that I laugh. I mean, if Jesse had done that further out in the sunshine, maybe he would have scored 9.02.
It's a very snide comment about the previous semi-final, everyone, which you no doubt would have seen. Seems like everyone under the earth watched that last video we did. So this one scores a 4.5, by the way, just before Adrienne blithers on about something. Go.
Interested to see that Marc and Jesse are both on 9-metre kites, right? Considering, you know, there's about 25 kilos difference between these guys. It's interesting. Why is that?
Do you think if Jesse had his wife and daughter strapped to his back,
I think Marc still weighs more.
Whether they'd be the same, Marc could still be heavier, perhaps. Yeah. So that kung fu is a 7.86 that we've just seen, and at this point I think Marc's like, oh, he's already played his trump card, damn it. So I'm gonna have to step things up. So Marc goes on a bit of a weird. Well, he does another kung fu, and then once that's out of the way, Marc then goes for a lot of tic-tacs, which he only gets on the 4th attempt, which we'll see unfold. But yeah, here's the kung fu.
Yeah, just not the same height really. For very smooth landing. I mean, one thing about Marc, he's just so smooth when he lands. I mean, for a big guy to come down so soft is you know, pretty unbelievable.
Back to what you said about them both being on 9s. I think if this was a video game and my player was Marc, I would have come in here and changed to the 10, which is what Nick used to take down Liam, and yeah, that would have.
To go for some extra height, maybe.
Smart move. Yeah, the extra height for sure, and I think the 9 he needed for the kung fu, but thereafter, I mean, a 10 would have been a good way of differentiating against someone like Jesse.
Yeah. So, it's interesting to see there, Marc. You know, you and I were talking about this before, how, you know, Marc crashes there. He doesn't even let go of the board. I mean, he just comes down, he just managed to hang onto the board, which is just how strong he is. I mean, I feel like we're praising Marc. We should be praising Jesse. Well done, Jesse.
Yeah, Jesse doesn't spend his life in the gym and manages to take Marc down. So maybe, Marc, I don't know, was it all that time in the gym worth it? Not sure. I never really think that when I'm in there. I'm like, this is a waste of my life. Get me out. Well,
this is the light Marc. This is competition Marc. 10 kilos lighter.
I think it's 9, but
Wow.
That's a really significant change, isn't it? Right, and that is a significant move from Jesse. That ends up on his final score list. That's a late back roll board off an 8.2. And interestingly, this is his only mega loop trick that ends up on the scoreboard. Wow. The rest of it's all kung fu, and a similar story in the final as well.
What's strange is we have to watch the replay to get that trick, you know. There's Marc crashing again.
Yeah.
The camera work has got better. I shouldn't say the camera work's been bad, but because it has improved so much over the years, but that was particularly bad.
It used to be so bad it wasn't enjoyable, and then it was so bad that it was enjoyable. Like, to be honest, I still enjoy... Yeah, I love the fuck-ups. They're almost my favourite bit, you know, where they leave their microphone on next to someone that's screaming. Sophie Matthews, like,
she was
they're
the
best bits.
Absolutely. Yeah. Sophie Matthews on the beach was unbeatable. But you should look at this guy rocking the windshield factor.
He doesn't care, does he?
Cold fingers. They're right in his armpits.
I think, yeah. I do wonder sometimes whether Red Bull do it on purpose just for me, just to please me. Leave some these Easter eggs in.
Let's show some people freezing. I wonder what these guys are
2 minutes left here.
Riding in the background for. Surely they should be watching the event.
I mean, you would think, wouldn't you? You've got to be pretty disinteresting in kiteboarding not to be watching the semi-finals, the biggest names in big air here. So, yeah, don't know. When we're there for the next King of the Air, we'll be out the back. During the heats, we'll be like, what are you doing out here? Come on!
We'll be commentating from somewhere else.
We are going to be doing an alternative commentary, by the way, which is going to be very exciting. And I think that's Marc's final crash, tic-tac crash. He gets the next one, which is his 4th attempt. So pretty good effort. He really doesn't give up. I spoke to him about his strategy, and he said that he knew Jesse had him, basically.
Yeah.
And he knew that the only thing he could do he knew that Jesse wasn't going to go for was something like a tic-tac, which is flicking your board around with your hand.
Yeah, and the big scores come in there. There's Marc's girlfriend. Oh, we're on the next plane home. It's over.
Yeah, she's already devastated. Just under a minute left. Marc's gearing up for his 4th tic-tac attempt. Bless him. He does get this one, thankfully. Otherwise we'd be putting sad music under this. We'd all end up crying. Here it is. Using his handle there, which personally makes me feel a bit nauseous. I think if we can, pro kiteboarders, just leave the handles on doors. We're good at opening things. Let's just leave them there, I reckon.
There goes Jesse. Oh, we missed that one.
Look how quickly Jesse changes direction there. So he's going fast enough to go for a massive kung fu. He thinks no once he's already in the air. And he manages to land that quickly, change direction, and then basically put Marc in a coffin with this next move with 15 seconds to go. It's all very impressive. Here we go. Yeah.
I mean, it's unbelievable, right? Look at that.
I reckon that's probably his biggest kung fu of the 2020 King of the Air, but I actually reckon there was one in 2019 that I'll put in now that was gigantic.
Absolutely massive, yeah. I mean, this is the nail in the coffin, really. Actually, they're pretty similar scores up to this point, but then, you know, these last sort of 2 minutes, Jesse's big ones come in, and that's pretty much it, you know. Marc's on the plane home. You've been riding with Marc. What can Marc bring to the table now compared to this?
He can do the board off rotations going left.
Yep.
I reckon if we had this exact lineup again in 2021, dare I say it, the result could be different. Don't know, obviously, but I'm pretty informed, and that would be my educated guess. So there we are. Right, I reckon we're done with this semi-final. The next video that's coming out on this channel is Hadlow against Ackersdyke, which is the tightest semi-final of all 3, and it's very dramatic, and it was probably the most contentious as well. I think people really felt like Stephen deserved the win, but Aaron robs him in the last minute, so it's all quite exciting. Anyway, that'll be coming out in the next little while, and until then,